Okay. If the system of inequalities is graphed in the above plane, which quadrant contains no solutions? Okay. So x is greater than or equal to 2x plus 1. So 2x plus 1. So plus 1, and then a slope of 2x would look something like this. And we want it to be greater. So we have this. So already the only one that's missing anything is quadrant 4. So I'm already leaning towards this, but it also could be choice D. Now the other one is x is greater than 1/2 x minus 1. So 1/2 x minus 1. Let's see. So 1/2 x minus 1. So this would be a slope of 1/2. So it'd be kind of shallow line here. But we have greater than. So greater than. Okay. So there is definitely going to be some overlapping solution space in 1 and 3 and 2. But what about 4? Well, this first line never gets into 4. So even though there's some solution for the second line, the first line doesn't have any solution. So there's no overlap. So it is choice C. For polynomial p of x, the value of p of 3 is -2. Which of the following must be true about p of x? Okay. So this is kind of like remainder theorem, right? But if you don't know remainder theorem, that's fine. You can pretty much gather it from the following ideas. So let's say I have a root. Let's say p of x equals 0 for some value of x. Let's call that value a. All right. As a matter of fact, let's make it more specific. Let's make it 2. So if I have a root at x equals 2, then that means that p minus 2 is a factor, because p equals 2 would be a solution. Okay. So let's see. So instead of p of 3 equaling 0, here it equals -2. So that means that if I had p minus 3, which would be the corresponding factor to that root, it would not actually work as a divisor. Okay. But in fact, it would give us a remainder of -2. Which of the following is an equivalent form of the equation of the graph shown in xy plane above, from which the coordinates of vertex A can be identified as constants in the equation? So that end part there, the coordinates of vertex A, that means they want it in vertex form. Okay? And so we can eliminate anything that's not in vertex form. These are both factored form, right? So right away we could already tell what the coordinates of the vertex are. It's over 1 and down, it looks like either 15 or 16. Let's go with 16. But yeah, definitely over 1. So this is the one that's showing that it's over 1, right? This would be over to the right by 2. So answer choice is D. And we're on to the grid ends. Wyatt can husk at least 12 dozen ears of corn per hour, and at most 18 dozen ears of corn per hour. Based on this information, what is the possible amount of time it takes for him to do 72? So he's somewhere between 12 and 18 per hour. So let's start with 12 per hour. We would do the division here, and we'd find he could do 6. It would take him 6 hours. And then if we did 72 by 18, I believe that would be 4 hours. So we need somewhere between 6 hours and 4 hours, so let's just use 5 hours. The posted weight limit for a covered wooden bridge in Pennsylvania is 6,000 pounds. A delivery truck is carrying X identical boxes, weighing 14 pounds. Okay, so that's 14X total weight. If the combined weight of the empty delivery truck and its driver is 4,500 pounds, so this is the weight of the driver, this is the weight of the boxes, and the weight limit is 6,000, so we want it to be less than 6,000. What is the maximum possible value for X, the number of boxes? Okay, so we want to solve this for X. So we subtract 4,500 from both sides, and that gets us 14X less than 1,500. Then we divide by 14, and let's see what we get. So 1,500 1500 divided by 14. That gives 107.14. So that's how many boxes he can haul. And of course we need an integer number of boxes, so let's use 107. According to the line graph above, the number of portable media players sold in 2008 is what fraction of the number sold in 11? Okay, so 2008, 2011. So 2008 is 100, 2011 is 160. So 100 is what fraction of 160? So we just have to divide 100 over 160. The zeros cancel out. We get 10 over 16, which is 5 over 8. A local TV station sells time slots for programs at 30-minute intervals. If the station operates 24 hours per day, every day of the week, what is the total number of 30-minute time slots the station can sell for Tuesday and Wednesday? So we have 2 days. All right. How many 30-minute slots are there in 2 days? Well, let's see. 2 days is 48 hours. So how many half hours are there? There are 96 half hours. A dairy farmer uses a storage silo that is in the shape of a right circular cylinder above. If the volume of a circular cylinder is pi r squared h, the volume is 72 pi, so we could plug that in for V. And we could plug in the height being 8. And we have here r squared. We have to find the diameter. So we could start by finding the radius. So we divide by 8 pi on both sides. Okay. And let's see, pi's cancel out, and then I think 12 times 8 is 72, right? So, no, sorry, 16. Wouldn't it be? 16 times 8. Let's do the math. So 72 divided by 8. 72 divided by 8 equals 9. Okay. Yeah, duh, right? So we square root both sides, and we find r equals 3. Then we have to double it to get 6 for the diameter. For what value of x is the function h above defined? Okay, so, sorry, undefined. So we have to set the denominator equal to 0. So x minus 5 squared plus 4, x minus 5 plus 4 equals 0. Okay, so let's see. Here's one way we could do it. We could let y represent x minus 5, right? Then we can do a substitution here. So this would be y squared. This would be 4y. Then we could factor with y. So same positive, and the numbers would be 2 and 2. And then we could substitute back in. So x minus 5 plus 2 and x minus 5 plus 2. So we can then t-chart. And of course, x minus 5 plus 2 is x minus 3. So that would mean x would equal 3. Yeah. Jessica opened a bank account and earns 2% interest. So that would be 2% interest would be represented by 1.02. Her initial deposit was 100. Okay. So her amount at any time would be this formula. Oh, okay. So yeah. So x is 1.02. Jessica's friend Tyshawn found an account that earns 2.5% interest. So his version would be this. Tyshawn made an initial deposit of 100, and they want to know after 10 years, okay, so to the 10th power, how much money do they each have? Okay. So we're also raising her number to the 10th power. So let's use her calculator for this. 100 times 1.02 to the power 10. And the calculator is smart enough to know the order of operations. So 121.90. Let's say 121.90. Then we'll do for Tyshawn. So he has the same statistics, except he's got 1.025 to the power 10. And that gives 128. 128. And they want to know the difference. So we subtract. All right, so we can add back upwards. We get 10 cents. That gets us to 122, then $6 extra. So that would be our result for 38.